do a check-in as I had the appointment with the midwife earlier. So in all honesty, it didn't quite go how I expected it to. So admittedly, it probably didn't help because I had a really bad night's sleep, which lately actually has been quite unheard of. I've had some really good night's sleep. But last night, for whatever reason, my pubic bone was just, I was in agony. Just laying on my side hurt, both sides hurt. I could get slightly more comfortable on my right hand side, but then having to switch over was just pure agony. It was just excruciating all night, and eventually at 6 o'clock this morning, I did take some painkillers, which I haven't actually done for, well, months really. I think I've done it twice in the whole time of being pregnant, and thought, oh, I'll just go and try and get some more sleep in case today is the day that something happens, because I'm not going to have any energy to do anything. Tried to then lay down again, couldn't, it was too much pain, but thank God I then actually just double checked in my diary that where my appointment was, because there's 2 surgeries that sometimes my appointments can be at, and realised my appointment was actually at 9 o'clock rather than 2:30 like I thought. So I did then have to quickly get ready. Well, not quickly get ready, but at least then I was up and I needed to then get ready. So as it stood, went to the appointment, and I can't quite remember the way round it was because it all seems a bit of a blur. But I think she said my uterus had shortened, which was good. However, my cervix hadn't softened. I think it was that way round, or maybe it was the other way round. But either way, ideally, you want both things to have happened by this point. So I hadn't progressed as far as they hoped, which was really disappointing to hear and quite disheartening. However, she then tried the sweep, but I think because my cervix wasn't really playing ball, it was it's really hard not to say anything without putting other people off. Incredibly uncomfortable was probably the nicest way of saying it. No, it wasn't particularly nice at all. She did then say my cervix did start to soften during, so who knows, but really at the end of it, she wasn't hopeful that would actually do anything. So that didn't really set me in the greatest moods, because it felt like I'd just gone through that for nothing. And then she wanted to book my induction, which I tried to kind of put off really. I didn't want to talk about induction. I didn't want to feel like there was a deadline over my head, which is what I said. And if we were going to do an induction, I wanted to go, they let you go up to 42 weeks. And I said, if I'm going to do induction, I want to do 42 weeks and a day. Because I can get onto the midwifery unit up to 42 weeks, so I don't want to cut that time short. And really, the response was, well, that's not really possible because we don't think it's safe to go past 42 weeks. So we'll be booking you in at 42 weeks. So that was that really, at which point she then did ring up, and my name is now down for that. I can cancel at any point. But just all in all, it just didn't really feel like a positive appointment. And I'm sure when I look back, when I have my little baby in my arms, this will all seem like absolutely nothing. But at the time, it felt like everything. It just didn't feel... I felt like I was being rushed, and that the baby was being rushed. And that we were being put on a timer when surely if baby's just not ready to come, that's why it's not coming. It will come when it wants to, and not because we're forcing it out with a smoke bomb or something. So yeah, safe to say I came out and I bawled my absolute eyes out. Thankfully Mark was with me. Wasn't happy about it at all, and it just felt like everything we'd hoped for, or I'd hoped for, then wasn't going to be possible. But you know, I need to change my attitude. I know that, and I need to just write off today as a bad day. There's nothing to say that this sweep won't work. It can take 48 to 72 hours to work. And I think the other thing as well, because I've had so many cramps and what I thought were the beginnings of stuff, it was then disheartening to think, oh, so that was actually absolutely nothing then. We've been uncomfortable for no reason. But yeah, we just need to write off today. We'll start again tomorrow. Baby can still come whenever it likes, because that can change in an instant. And I've still got 12 days to the induction, so a lot can happen in 12 days. Obviously when it's already past 40 weeks, so we will see. I've cooked us a rather spicy curry. I don't know whether Mark will be able to palate it, but I will try anything at this point. I'm now taking stairs 2 at a time. So where stairs used to take me 15 minutes, it's now taking me half an hour, but I'm still doing it 2 at a time. And if that works, then that works. But yeah, and I just need to write it off, because the more wound up I am and upset about it, the least likely the baby's actually going to come. So if I can write it off, clear my head, and then actually center myself with baby once again, then it'll be fine. And I'm sure I'll have a better outlook tomorrow. But as it stands, yeah, hasn't been the greatest of days. Hi, so I had every intention of vlogging yesterday and giving you an update, but to be perfectly honest, the day just ran away with me. So I woke up and I completely reset my mind of just don't think about the day before and the midwife appointment, because the more you're going to stew on it, the more stress you're going to get, the less likely baby is going to come. And all that did is prove to me that the effect that one person can have on you and your pregnancy and the baby, really. So I was really lucky. It was a lovely day in terms of weather. So I took the car and I drove halfway to a cafe that I know that sits by the river. And because it was sunny, so it was literally, I mean, it's about 10 minutes away, but it would have been too long a walk. Probably would have been a good 3-4 miles there and 3-4 miles back. So that's probably a bit too much right now. But I drove kind of halfway there, so I still had a good mile walk there. Sat down, had a coffee and an orange juice, watched the world go by, had a crumpet, and then walked back to the car and came home. And then in the afternoon, I then relaxed in the garden, reading my book for a bit. And then I actually walked over to my mum's, which is again probably another 3/4 of a mile, just to have a cup of tea with her when she got home from work, and then she dropped me home after. So I had a good old, just a me day, really. And then last night I had a bath with clary sage, which supposedly is meant to relax you and bring on labour, and it's meant to be great for when you're in labour as well, to clear your head and help as a natural pain relief. Now I have to say, I don't know whether it's all in my head or what. I can't speak about the labour part of things. However, that is the most relaxed bath I've ever had, to the point where I actually fell asleep in the bath. That has never happened to me. It smelt incredible. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing that, whether I'm pregnant or not. I'll definitely be using that again. And then today, I was busying myself doing some housework. Woke up in the night and this morning, and I'd had some tightenings. But you've got to remember, I'm having these quite regularly now, so I didn't really think much of it. Certainly didn't want to be getting my hopes up. However, about 10:30 this morning, I lost my mucus plug. So I'm really sorry as to whether that's TMI, but I have never been so excited to see some horrible gunk. I don't think it was all of it. It didn't look enough to me, but I then had to Google, is this what I think this is? Oh, another robin's just come to visit me. Well, is this what I think this is? And it matched the pictures that were coming up on Google. I wouldn't suggest Googling it because some of them aren't that nice to look at. But honestly, it felt like Christmas morning. It felt like Santa had finally come. Now, that's not to say anything is imminent. They do caveat it that it just normally is a sign that something is happening down there, that basically your cervix is moving enough for it to fall out. Which for me, that is a fantastic positive right now. But it can mean that labour is on its way. However, that could be hours, it could be on the same day, it could be days, even up to a week away. But to me, that's just a positive sign that things are moving in the right way. So that was about 10:30 this morning. I've had horrific back pain throughout the day. I've had a few twinges because I did walk to my mum's earlier to sign for a parcel for her, and I walked from Sainsbury's, but from Sainsbury's to hers, it's actually quite a big hill, which I hadn't anticipated. I'd completely forgotten because obviously I'm used to walking back to mine. And by the time I got to hers, I was in quite a bit of discomfort, and I had to sit down for a bit, and my stomach was going and cramping. But I don't know if that was actually the walk rather than actually meaning anything. So far, really, it's just the backache. The robin's back again, sorry. I don't know. I think we're just going to have to sit and wait. But I'm in a far more positive mindset now because hopefully something is on the way. Guess who had a baby last night? Not me. No, still preggers. Still preggers. So I'm now 40 plus 6. So we turn 41 weeks tomorrow. We have tried everything that they say. I've literally just got back from the shops and getting some evening primrose because apparently that is meant to help. Give it a go. I'm up for that. I'm on my daily walk to my mum's because it's a bit demoralising when you've actually got nowhere to walk to. So it's about 3/4 of a mile, maybe a mile. No, about 3/4 of a mile to mum's. So it's about 1.5 miles I then do backwards and forwards. It takes about 15-20 minutes. So yeah, that's where I'm on my way to now. I very much doubt there'll be any other things to update you on, to be perfectly honest. Still had the twinges. I had a really bad backache on Wednesday, as I said. And it's just a bit demoralising, really, because I really thought we were actually getting somewhere. And then it turns out, no, we're not. We've had the curries, had the pineapple, gone down bumpy roads, done everything that a couple is meant to do. I've gone up the stairs sideways, I've gone up the stairs 2 at a time. I've rubbed clary sage into my stomach. So let's try another walk and then another bath for clary sage tonight. But until then, I'll see you next week.